Okay, so I've just logged back into my Claude account after quite a late lunch. I was hoping that my usage limit had reset, having smoked a ton of credit and token on testing Opus 4.7 this morning and publishing a video on that. And I logged in and I saw this Claude Design. You haven't used Claude Design yet. I haven't used any of that limit, but that's brand new. I haven't seen that before. And there were some rumors that Claude might be delivering some sort of design tool. Well, I think it's just launched. And I jumped onto Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it and noticed this is hot off the press. This was 4 minutes ago. It's actually published. Introducing Claude Design by Anthropic Labs. Make prototypes, slides, and one pages by talking to Claude. Powered by Claude Opus 4.7, our most capable vision model yet, available in research on Pro Max team plans, rolling out throughout the day. So it should be rolling out. Let's see what it's all about here first. Exciting. This looks pretty awesome. Just finished the video there. It looks like we're gonna get basically like Figma and some sort of UI and design prototyping and design feature inside Claude that then we can export even to PowerPoint slides, straight into Canva, to mockup apps, websites. Obviously, at the moment, we can code up website landing pages and little apps and things like that, but they're kind of, you have to conversationally go back and forth, and it's kind of limited in the architecture. We can't click in and start changing colors, etc. So essentially, we're going to be able to conversationally describe what we want and build the first version and refine through conversation, inline comments, direct edits, custom sliders, as you can see here. So we'll actually be able to change and tweak stuff without having to just tell AI to do it. We'll actually be able to go in and edit stuff there and export it all to Canva. So they've got their official page launched as well for this. As I say, this is literally 5 minutes ago this has got published. So it looks like it is live and rolling out as we speak. We've got the ability, as I said, realistic prototypes, product wireframes and mockups, design explorations for designers to create a wide range of ideas, pitch decks and presentations that can be more editable than what we've got at the moment, which requires AI to keep going back and forth. Looks like we should be able to go in and tweak things ourselves, and even like code-powered prototypes with shadows, 3D, and built-in AI. So I wonder actually, if I go into my Claude area here, I wonder how we can actually try and access this. Wonder if it tells us on here. So start designing at Claude/design. Have to go into an actual area in Claude. So we've got meet Claude Design here. It's going to give us an intro. Import your team's design system, make prototypes. Well, this is exciting. And it's going to code stuff up for you, build apps. We're going to be able, we don't even have to export into other places now. Okay, let's skip intro and let's just dig in and see if we can actually build something. So create a design system so anyone can create good-looking designs and assets. Set up design system. My company name, what are we calling it? We'll call it Prince AI Training. We help people, business owners and professionals, learn how to use AI platforms and use them in their business. So next we have to provide examples of a design system. Works best code and design. So link from your computer, add fonts, logos, and assets. So I'm going to add fonts, logos, and assets from my file system. So I've added a few bits in here. I've added some fonts, some logos, some brand guidelines in there to see how we get on. It will need refining. My brand voice is relaxed. It's British English, and it's punchy, and it jumps around. We can obviously put in more notes in terms of my brand voice and relaxed feel. My brand switches between dark mode with lime colors like in my logos, or a cream design with forest green running through it in the light mode. So we can just add a bit more in there as well, see how we get on. Let's continue to generation. It will take about 15 minutes to generate your design system. You can step away and keep the tab open in the background. So this is interesting that it's going to build this design system on our behalf rather than us having to go and do it ourselves. So what we've got is, you can see on the left, this feels kind of like we're working in Claude Code or a Perplexity computer kind of thing now, where we're getting this progress and this file. And actually it feels like if you've ever vibe coded in like Replit or Lovable, I think it's going for that. That's what we're kind of angling for. This Figma crossed with vibe coding design system is the vibe I'm getting at the moment from this. And what you'll see on the left is extracting everything we need. It's actually writing the core CSS files. It's writing those fonts and logos and everything we discussed in there. And because I've given it that brand file, I'm hoping it will pick out some more fundamentals of my colors as well. Okay, and looks like after a couple of minutes here, actually just under 10 minutes, we've got our draft design system, and it's actually pulled out my colors nicely. Like, these are my brand colors that it's got. It's got my display. Oh, this is so cool. My body type, it's actually pulled out of my brand guidelines, all the information, all my spacing and everything. I mean, my girlfriend's a graphic designer. She is going to freak when she sees this, because it's taking her brand guidelines she's built and actually just putting them into a literal AI design system. It's got no code base or Figma, so we can supply sample decks and a few extra bits. But what I'd love your eyes on, open the design system and flip through the cards and tell me, do the two modes light and dark makes sense? So I'm saying, like, yeah, I think that one looks good, and I'm happy with all those look good. I'm happy that all that looks good. So it's just flicking through the dark mode, all the headers and text, which actually look pretty good. I mean, some of the text could be improved, but obviously we'll be able to go back and touch these up, I'm sure. Like, let's try and edit this quickly. Just say, like, I wonder if we can screenshot on here. Yeah, there we go. The black text on the background for, like, my dark mode doesn't make sense in the header. I've highlighted the text there, but some of it is in black and some of it's in lime, and only the lime stuff shows up. So I'm just going to give it some feedback and see how it takes that. That feedback once. I should be able to read the code. That looks good. That looks good. So it's just going through. I've ticked everything off here. So you have to go through and say, I like all of that. That looks good. If it needs work, you can select needs work, and it's going to give you the ability to prompt it and say, like, can you tweak this? So actually it looks like it has changed that a little bit. And then we've got design system. We've got design files. I'm not sure what the design files are. Maybe these are, oh yeah, these are all the fonts and everything I uploaded. So those are the files behind our design system here. And we're actually going to make this looking good, all done, happy with everything. So I'm happy with everything. Now there's a button in the middle here which says new design using this system. So we can test out our new design officially. So let's say what the prototype is. What shall we build? Let's build a website. Design system, we're going to go with my design system. And we can wireframe, or we can get a high fidelity product mockup. So let's do a high fidelity mockup here. See what happens next. Share with context. Start with context. Design system, we've got. Add a screenshot. Start with sketch. So we could actually get illustrations and sketch of things that we want in here. I want to create a mockup for a networking event I'm running in a couple of weeks, where we have 3 speakers, and I want people to be able to find the location, amenities nearby, parking, hotels, all this information included in our nice app, which we're going to be mocking up. So I need a main run of events page with what's going on during the day that are clickable in and out of for each speaker, and different times of those are going on. I need a how to get there. I need where to stay, and another FAQ page. So everything would be neatly contained in an app. Let's just use demo information at the moment. So make up the information. I just want to focus on the design. So I'm wondering if it can actually build just off conversational. Like, I've not given it any actual sketches or designs, but I could draw some stuff in here to get it actually working. So it's going to ask us some questions. It's called AI Networker Cornwall, intro on the 18th of April. Any details on the 3 speakers? Elliot Prince is speaking as the keynote speaker. We've got, I don't know, Alex Hormozy and Gary V coming to support Elliot Prince. Just leave spaces for headshots at the moment. Brand mode, let's go with the light cream version. What frame should we go in? I'm just going to say decide for me. How adventurous with the visuals. Let's a mix of mostly on brand with some bold moments in there. How should the four sections connect? Let's say top pill nav. I like this. We're getting to select like some of the common ways that these things might be built. What does the most clickable in-out speaker section mean? Tap a session, expands inline, opens a detailed sheet, expands inline, so we're not moving through pages. How is the day structured? We'll just go through and select some of these options. Four sections: run of events, how to get there, where to stay, FAQ, and that's four sections. What would you like to use as tweaks? Things you can toggle live in event prototype. I'll just leave that as decide for me, and I'm going to let that run and see how it builds. So on the left hand side here, we can see it's actually starting to code and create, just like all the other vibe coding tools you're used to. It's important to note, I think this is design, not actually building our full scale app. I think then you would take it into something like Claude Code, or take your presentation into PowerPoint or Canva or wherever you wanted to finalize your designs. So what you see is it's opening up the design files to actually go and get this information for us. Interesting, while that codes up as well, or designs, you've actually got a button in the top left here that says comments, and so your team can go in and actually leave comments, so they don't have to go and edit themselves, just leave notes and comments to come back if we want to actually tweak the design or make some changes. And here we go, we've got our first mock-up, which, I mean, it looks pretty hideous because it's kind of taken some liberties with my brand colors, but essentially we've got an app mock-up here from being able to import my brand colors. I probably gave it too much leeway in how it should use them. Maybe I should have gone in dark mode, which would be better. And I should have told it to make sure my white text comes out on the forest background. But actually, like, it's pretty good. We've got the drop downs here for our design. It's a very speedy prototype, to be fair. I've only just started using the app. This is live, guys, so cut me some slack on the actual design. But we've got a search bar in there. And then interestingly, we can tweak. I think it looks a bit better in dark mode, but it's a bit garish, isn't it? And we can change the event title there on the right hand side. We can change some of the accents through it as well if we wanted. I wonder how we then edit this thing. Do we click? So we can click in and then we can start editing, and we can change text, or we can edit colors in here. So at the top here, this color, we could say, actually, I prefer this in white, as well as maybe some of the text further down. The stay. So we go in and out of edit mode there, you see. So to edit, we go into edit mode, and then we can start selecting elements on the page, change their color, their line heighting, all the things you'd expect in a sort of design-esque tool. And then you see on the left-hand side, it goes and actually auto-applies those edits. We've got comments, so we can pick certain things out and say, make this bigger, and send to Claude. And when we apply a comment as opposed to an edit, I wonder what happens in the left hand side here. So it's reading our comment, and rather than me actually making the edit, so the edit button on control, we control the exact thing we want to change. The comment is like conversational, make this bigger, make this smaller, change this, do that, etc. So it's made that whole pill bigger. Then we've got draw. So if I go underline that, let's see what happens. Type anywhere to add a note. Can we underline AI networker like I have drawn in the picture? And again, send that. So we can annotate this as well with our ideas and just draw and sketch on here for things that we want. It's nice as well, actually. It's picked out some locations in Cornwall. So I haven't given it Hubbox Truro, Sam's in the City Truro here, the coffee stop Waterstones. These are all actual places in Truro, and it's given us a walking time. So it's actually gone out and researched. I said I need a parking area. It's gone and found these are real car parks. This is insane. So not only is it designing for us, it's actually researching these pages for us. It's found Truro train station, the roads to get here, how to fly into Newquay Airport, where to stay. The Alverton is a real hotel. Oh, this is crazy. The Alverton is a real hotel down the road. It's got a room rate in there. I don't know how accurate those room rates are. And our FAQ, it's kind of made that up because obviously I've not given it much information. So we've got the mock-up of an event app, and it's researched it in there as well for like go and just find the hotels and everything we need. And we've got things like in this tab, full screen. So we can go into full screen mode to start checking this stuff out. It's got everything we need, isn't it? We can share. So we could share this to teammates, to view, to edit, and duplicate as a a template. So if we wanted to use this again and again, we've got duplicate as a template or a project, and we've got an export function. So we can go as PDF, PPTX. We can just get the HTML. So if I just want the HTML code, we can get that. Or here's the cool thing, we can hand off to Claude Code. So once you've done your design work here, so for me, if I've got my sort of idea, I can get it going. I can get my designer, my UI designer to come in and be like, let's make this official, use my skill to do it. Then we can get this mock-up, this wireframe, hand it off to Claude Code here, and that should, what have we got to? Send to local coding agent or copy command. So copy command, we can take that and let's go into Claude Code here for a second, start a new session. And if I pop that into Claude Code, interesting, select a folder first, hang on. Let's go and work in Claude Code. We can run that and it's fetching the design file from that URL. So from the Anthropic API, it's collecting that design file to take that, and it's actually going to build and implement this for us. So, and it sounds like as well, so that's Claude Code is going to go start building, and it sounds like as well we could actually take that, give it some extra notes if we wanted, but we could take that zip file, send to a coding agent, or we could copy command and take it to any coding agent that we wanted, whether that was outside of Claude Code, I would imagine, to fetch that information through the API. So look, Claude Code's going to go fetch this design now and start ripping away on our build. So yeah, this brings a whole new level of, well, unsurprisingly, design to Claude. I wonder as well, if I go back to what I originally planned to do straight after lunch, which was get on with some stuff, if I go to my usage tab, we can see. So that, well, to be fair, we created our design thing, which took 10 or 15 minutes to upload all the files and compute our design system. Plus we built our first prototype little design app. It's used 65% of my credit window for my weekly limit on a pro. This is a pro plan I was testing this on. So that's pretty heavy. It'd be interesting to see actually how quickly you're going to hit your weekly limits outside of just running that design system. So it looks like it's going to be pretty heavy, guys. If you're just running on a pro plan, you're going to hit your design limits pretty quickly, I would imagine, here if you're doing anything substantial.